this? A goddamn Martian.
While the DC universe is filled with morally gray characters, Lobo is just one of those anti-heroes who remains a fan favorite. He was first introduced as an intergalactic bounty hunter in the comics in the 1990s, and he has ever since created quite a stir among fans. Lobo, also known as the Main Man, was primarily known for his dedication toward collecting bounties and hunting almost anyone across the entire universe. He also has some unique physiological details that set him apart from other characters. Today, we will explore his anatomy and tell you everything there is to know about DC's deadliest bounty hunter. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Keezy Kryptonian thinks he can frag the Main Man.
Why does Lobo's physical strength keep varying? Lobo is especially known for his strength, but his physical strength varies across comics. His strength keeps changing based on the different comic writers who have written his character across many arcs, resulting in him having different strengths in different timelines. In some comic storylines, Lobo even struggles to pick up objects such as a car, whereas in other arcs, he has even uprooted an entire building from the ground and hurled it at Superman. Lobo certainly has more strength than a regular human being, and he had once even effortlessly knocked Superman out with just one punch. He also has an increased amount of durability and speed, among other powers, and he has a sharp sense of smell. How intelligent is Lobo? Since Lobo appears to be a mighty guy, one usually expects that he would use his brawn instead of his brains. However, Lobo was quite an intelligent entity and was an expert in various fields such as technology, stealth, tracking, etc. He had once even engineered a killer virus on his own and then used this virus to wipe off an entire race of Charnians. Lobo's intelligence went beyond creating weapons of destruction, and he was also quite skilled at designing interstellar vehicles such as motorcycles. He also had an in-depth knowledge about various forms of martial arts and the nuances of different cultures all over the galaxy. He could even speak more than 17,000 intergalactic languages, and all his knowledge about various cultures and languages helped him a lot in his missions to track people down. What happened when Lobo fought Wolverine? Lobo was initially created by DC Comics to serve as a parody of the Wolverine, but the two actually faced each other during a crossover miniseries. In 1996, Marvel and DC collaborated to release a crossover comic series wherein various characters went up against each other and engaged in battles with their counterparts. While Batman decided to fight Captain America and Superman engaged the Hulk in a competition, Lobo ended up facing Wolverine in a bar. The two of them ended up in a bar fight, and Wolverine easily overpowered Lobo during this fight. To be fair, Wolverine's popularity overshadows Lobo's fan base to a great extent, and it made sense that Wolverine won this fight during these comics. What's the deal with this color-changing hair? While changing hair color is not precisely one of Lobo's superpowers, he has just appeared with different hair colors across the comics. This does not indicate he has any shape-shifting powers, but this has resulted from a change of artists who have designed his character in the comics. Lobo usually had black hair for the most part, and he has even stated that his hair is sepulchre black, just like his favorite color. This essentially means that his hair is black as a grave, also known as sepulchre. However, Lobo's hair appeared gray in some panels due to the lighting and other facts, and his hair has also changed into purple and deep green in some scenes. Does Lobo have the coolest ride in the DC universe? Lobo usually drives around the entire universe on his Spazfrag 666, also known as the Space Hog. This spacecraft was undoubtedly one of the most extraordinary vehicles ever introduced in the DC universe, and it first appeared in the Omega Man comics. Lobo had designed the spacecraft on his own, and it had a 17-liter power plant with some turbo systems and top speed. The Space Hog could cover millions of kilometers in just 1 minute, and it was powered by unleaded. It could even travel through the cold vacuum or heat without malfunctioning or harming the rider, and Lobo had designed it to run on its own if required. The Space Hog was a statement part of Lobo's appearance, and it was certainly an element that added to Lobo's prestige and made him even more intimidating. How can Lobo regenerate from a drop of blood? Lobo had some very cool abilities, such as regenerative healing factor, and he seems immortal due to a loophole. While Lobo was first introduced in the comics, he was easily killed off and then was sent to hell. However, he wreaked havoc in hell and even started murdering people, after which he was sent to heaven since there was no other option. Naturally, Lobo could not have stayed in line for long, and he was soon thrown out from heaven as well. He was also banned from entering heaven and hell, and all the other deities were informed of this ban. Unable to return to a place in the afterlife, Lobo existed as a ghost and continued to cause chaos all over the place by wandering around in this form. In another scenario, it is also said that Lobo can only be killed by another Charnian who matches him in his healing factor and other powers. Besides just healing his injuries, Lobo can heal entire body parts or even regenerate his entire body from just a pool of blood. Besides just reviving his body, Lobo could even create clones with the help of this blood, but let's come back to that in a bit. Is it impossible to kill him? Since Lobo can heal any of his injuries and is also allegedly banned from heaven and hell, fans have often wondered whether it is entirely impossible to kill him. While it is tricky to kill a Charnian such as Lobo, he has been stopped in some instances. In one such example, Booster Gold attacked him with a powerful force field that knocked him out and left him incapacitated to try new tricks. Another time, Batman had injected him with a brain bomb that had quite literally separated his head from the rest of his body. Lobo managed to grow this back and thereby exhibited his ability to regenerate himself in any situation, irrespective of the damage done to his body. After being banned from hell and heaven, killing him is difficult since Lobo would exist as a lingering ghost whose soul can't be destroyed. Technically, this makes him immortal, but we can always count on another Charnian to kill him for good in an alternative storyline. Can Lobo reproduce? Why is he one of DC's most promiscuous villains? Lobo is one of the most promiscuous villains who have ever appeared in the DC universe, and he has often engaged in intimate relations with a wide range of women. There have been comic panels wherein women are often seen devoting themselves to him and even trying to hit on him, and he definitely has all the charms and looks that attract these women to him. In fact, Lobo once even encountered Starfire during one comic issue, wherein Starfire ventures into the vacuum of space to deal with Lobo. This comic also explained Lobo's origins as a sociopath and a Charnian bounty hunter. Starfire finally approached him, only for him to hit on her and even take her clothes off. Since it is established that Lobo does engage in intimate relations, there is no doubt that he can also reproduce, and he has a daughter named Crush. In fact, Lobo has fathered many children across the cosmos, but Crush has managed to stand out among them due to her position as a teen titan. Everything you need to know about Lobo's self-cloning skills. Lobo even had the ability to create a clone himself, and this clone possessed all of his powers and abilities. Lobo hardly required one drop of blood to create a copy of himself, and his blood could then turn into numerous Lobo clones who could unite and unleash war all over the planet. This story occurred in the Young Justice series, wherein Lobo used this ability to declare war on Apocalypse. After the war, these clones turned against each other and destroyed one another until only the original Lobo survived. It was later revealed that one of these clones, Slobo, had somehow managed to survive the war and ended up facing Darkseid. In the New 52, Lobo continued to possess the ability to regenerate from his own blood, but he had also lost the ability to self-clone. Earlier in his story arc, Vril Drox had also gotten rid of Lobo's ability to clone himself while working with the Legion, but this power almost always returned to him in one continuity or the other. Conclusion. While Lobo has been a powerful presence in the comics, there have been numerous rumors about him appearing in a live-action adaptation. Most of these rumors have never turned into anything solid, but big names such as Guy Ritchie, Brad Peyton, and screenwriter Jason Fuchs have been involved in them. In fact, even Dwayne Johnson was rumored to be cast as Lobo, but this did not work out as he had another project. Later on, Jason Momoa also stated that he would like to play the role of this intergalactic bounty hunter. While nothing concrete has been announced yet, DC Universe's new co-head, James Gunn, has also teased a new project involving this character, and we cannot wait to finally see him on the big screen soon. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.